Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up, and we'll get started. Our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center, corner of Baldwin Road, Highway 77. Got about a 60 to 70% chance of rain today. It's going to be coming in sometime. The wind's coming out of the north, so be prepared for a little bit of that. And it's going to be a cool. It'll be 62 high and a low of 51. The water temperature is staying right at 55 degrees. All right. Let's take a look at our river readings. The Appalachian Code of Bluntstown, it's going to be going up now. It's reading 8.1 this morning, but by Friday, if you're planning to fish a big river, by Friday now, Saturday morning, it's going to get up there close to 11 foot. So be aware of that. There's going to be some rising water on the big river. Over at Chattahoochee, it's going to be doing the same thing. It's going to be rising up there. It's reading, it's identical almost to the Appalachian Code. It's a 7.8 this morning and rising up Saturday to about a 10.4. So the river is on the rise. Okay, our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. It is, we got some good tides. We talked about this yesterday, some good strong tides. Today is February 12th. We're looking at a low tide at 5:28 a.m. and a high tide at 7:45. Good strong 1.6 foot range and just good even tides all the way through the rest of the weekend. Okay, marine forecast, like I said, will be coming out of the north about 10 to 20 today. So be aware of that and be careful if you're getting out on the water. Not a good day to get out on the water, to be honest with you. All right, let's take our break and we'll be right back. Welcome back, and welcome always to Ronnie Groom.
Morning, buddy.
Good to see you. C&G Sporting Goods, and you can see he brought the weapons and all this morning. What you been up to since I saw you last month?
Mainly working.
Does that ever go away?
No, it never goes away. Somebody asked me why I work. I said, because I like to eat.
I tell you, I know you were telling me, though, you've had some good luck, though.
Yeah, I got, blind hog finds an acorn once in a while, and I killed a pretty good deer last week, and that we've had some nice deer killed in the last week or so, and it's through the end of the season it's going to be good, so you really need to get out.
Yeah. A
lot of people quit, but now's a good time to go.
Hey, that's exactly
Those
right.
The bucks, some of them are, getting through the rut, some of them are still rutting, and they're getting out now doing a lot of eating because they've lost body weight, so they're out moving, and food's kind of scarce right now, spring hadn't got here yet, so now's a prime time to go.
Well, you know what happens, we have a pretty weekend like this past weekend, and these guys start thinking about that water, and they start getting their mind off the woods. I've seen it happen over and over again, but you're right, some late season bucks have been really good.
Yeah, and I'm already thinking about going fishing.
I know it, especially when a tree stand when it's really cold.
Yes,
fishing sounds better and better. We've got muzzleloading coming up pretty soon.
Right, it starts on the 24th and goes through March 2nd.
Okay, that's
so we got a good prime season there, and there won't be many hunters in the woods. The deer will be active, so I just love muzzleloading season. It's a fun thing to do.
Yes.
We used to go to have shoots up here in the woods, little matches and shooting these black powder guns, and they're just fun to shoot. A lot of tradition there, and it's just a lot, sort of like you move from archery to black powder to real guns. And
yeah. Folks are asking me about when I'm going to show the St. Vincent hunt. We've got the video all ready and all. That was an archery hunt, and it, you forget about how much fun it is to shooting those things.
And just the camping on that island. That is a beautiful island.
Yeah, it is. I know we've got some pictures. Ronnie brought some pictures of the early days on St. Vincent Island. Some really, really good stuff. But I remember I bought my first, the only muzzle I've ever bought. I bought it from you. It must have been way back in the 70s.
Yeah.
And Hawkins.
Thompson Center
Hawkins.
Yeah.
And I still have that thing.
Yeah.
And, but that was when it first came out. It was a lot more simple. It was a lot more original, like the old timers.
Yeah, I brought a couple guns here that this morning to show everybody. This is the first gun I had right here. It's called an underhammer.
Okay.
And if you'll notice right here, to cock it, the spring is the protection underneath the trigger there. That's the spring, and you cock it. The hammer's on the bottom. And this was a good advantage because it kept it dry.
Okay.
The water couldn't get down in it from the bottom like that. So the underhammer, this is a little short gun. I made them long. But that's what kind of type gun we started out with.
Now, who made this one?
I don't even remember the manufacturer. They still make them, and they make them in a real long barrel too. I just wanted something to have on St. Vincent Island that was easy to carry, not too heavy, and it was very accurate. And I'll show you a picture in a minute of a boar hog we killed with that little old gun. It's 45 caliber.
Yeah.
And it was very effective, being small like that.
Open iron sights.
Right, iron sights.
Yeah. And you loaded it the same way.
Yep. Yeah. Had to load it down the barrel. And another gun, and the one like you were talking about, is the Hawking type gun.
Yeah.
That's the famous gun. That's what all the mountain men wanted, was a Hawking.
Yep.
It's named after a guy that built the Hawking guns, and they come in 45 and 50 calibers and 54, but 50 is about all you see anymore. Yeah. They've almost stopped making 45s.
Yeah.
But 50s, you know, if you're going to go elk hunting or something, they require 50 or larger. This is a very
beautiful gun.
This is a beautiful gun. It shoots a little number 11 cap.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just really fine guns to shoot. They're very accurate. But the thing about these guns, you got to shoot black powder.
Yeah.
You can't shoot the modern powders in these guns. They're not designed for it. The twist in the barrel is designed for black powder. And you have to shoot either a round ball or a bullet they make specially for that gun.
Mm-hmm. And it's an octagon barrel.
Yep, it's an octagon barrel.
And it's a heavy gun, but
it's heavy.
I just love shooting this gun. I mean,
but you can take a round ball and a patch and work the right combination of patch and ball, and they're just extremely accurate.
Yeah.
They're very good guns.
And of course a double trigger.
Got a set trigger.
Set trigger or hair trigger.
Yeah.
That's one you can get in trouble with if you're not careful.
Yes, sir. I can tell you can.
Tell me about Rudy Osboat. A lot of the old timers remember Rudy Osboat.
Yeah, Rudy was a very good friend of mine. He was a federal game warden, and I sold him one of these Hawking guns. And I told him when he bought it, I said, Rudy, use a set trigger to sight it in, because you can do a very good job of sighting it in. But I said, don't use it hunting. It's too easy to shoot. So Rudy, first morning he was in the woods, and he got in his stand. This big 8-point comes walking up. And Rudy sets the set trigger, and he goes, boom, up there in the air, and said the deer just watched the smoke go by and fed on off through the woods.
That's the thing. That's what's fascinating, too, about hunting with a muzzleloader. You get that one shot.
That's right.
And no matter, because we're so used to automatic boom, 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 boom. And now, Rudy was an experienced outdoorsman.
Oh, yeah.
And if that can happen, you can imagine that happened with a federal game warden who knew guns, in and out.
Yeah.
You can imagine how that could happen with an average hunter.
You know, single shots these black powder guns are good things. If you learn to shoot with a single shot, you learn to shoot accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of these semi-automatic bam, bam, bam things. You know you got one shot, you're going to try to make it good, and that's what counts, is where you put it.
I laugh. Back when I got my muzzleloader, I got one great story. We still tell this story in our family. I have a son and daughter, and they were like, I forget what they were, 12 or 14, and the boys, some of the boys were at my house, and we were shooting. Well, I was letting them shoot it. I was showing them the safety of it. I'll get it set up, and then just let them hold it and shoot it. And the boys, we had an old Tide detergent box, and that was our target, and that was going to hit inside of the D. That's what was the target, and or TID, inside the D. Of course, those boys got up there. They thought they could do, and they did. One of them missed the whole thing. Then one of them hit the top corner, and my daughter Wendy got up there, and she nailed it. She nailed it right in that D, and the boys couldn't believe it. And she had a reputation the rest of her high school career or school career as being Annie Oakley on that shot. But those boys, they still talk about that when they were little kids shooting it.
Yeah, it's been my experience helping people, teaching them how to shoot, that women really are better than men.
They're more patient.
Yeah, and they listen, and they they do what you tell them.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. See, I'm Ronnie Groom now. Before we get back to Ronnie, don't forget, this Friday is Valentine's Day. And Ronnie, you already take care of Valentine's? Y'all got some presents and all down at C&G?
Yes, sir, buddy. We fix them up.
Yes, sir, buddy. We're going to be giving away on Panhandle Outdoors a pink Panhandle Outdoors cap Friday morning. And I've shown you this nice canvas, a carry-all bag that these ladies going to love. It's a good beach bag, and just put all your stuff in it. Got Panhandle Outdoors on it. So don't forget to register. I had 2 registrations yesterday, James Armstrong and Robin Armstrong. I'm going to put y'all in the pickle jar. Okay, y'all will be eligible for Friday. And I was just going to show you just this. It's still February, and we've had this many winners. Look here. This many people have won. I keep them separate. I'm going to hold the winners out for the first 6 months so somebody else can win. Then I'll put them back in June. So that many winners already on Panhandle Outdoors on all the things we give away. So don't forget to register. It's all don't cost you anything, and you got a good chance of winning some really good stuff. Okay, Ronnie, let's finish up on a black powder, because I don't think people realize how much stuff it just makes it a whole good trip.
Yeah, black powder is really interesting. Let's talk about the propellants a little bit. We just mentioned the black powder. And if you're shooting the old guns, you got to shoot black powder because they're made to shoot black powder, and it's dirty and messy, but it shoots good, does a good job. And then we came along and we had Pyrodex. And powder comes in two styles. It comes in a can like this, loose powder, or it comes like this in little pellets. These pellets are 50 grains a piece, and you use 2 of them, usually 100 grains. That's what everybody shoots. And these came along fairly recently. But the latest thing to come out, and the best thing I've ever used, is Blackhorn 209. It only comes in loose powder. It's made like modern powder. It's very small strips with holes through it.
Okay.
All this old other powder is flaky, different size flakes.
Yeah.
It's just not as accurate as this right here.
Okay.
That's the best stuff out there. But you can't shoot this now in the old guns. You
right.
got to use the modern inline.
Well, Gail, it looks like I'm about to buy one of these new guns then, I guess.
That's right. Okay, that's the propellants. Let's talk about what fires the new inline guns. Are these 209 shotgun primers.
Okay.
These are regular shotgun primers, but it gives you 10 times the fire as the old number 11 caps that they used to shoot. This makes that more sure that gun will ignite when you pull the trigger.
You know, that's one of the, a lot of times that really bothers people with those old caps and all, wouldn't go off all the time.
Well, you got to keep your gun clean. That's the main thing, you know. I preach that, and I know Mike Helms and I were elk hunting in Colorado, and we always fire a few caps through our gun to clear it and make sure it's going to fire and no oil is in it. And we came up on a big old elk. We were riding horses and came up on a big old elk, and Mike pulled the trigger and it just snapped.
Ooh.
The cap popped, but it didn't shoot. I said, "Did you fire that thing?" And I told him beforehand, "I'd be sure and fire some caps." And he said, "No." But he learned a good lesson because that was a monster elk.
You learn a lot of lessons with muzzleloader.
Yeah,
you
that's
really
right.
will.
You learn how to do it
the
right.
fundamentals, and it makes you. I always flash back to the old time. You know, even the Revolutionary War and then back in those guys, and all through the mountain men and all that. You know, they developed the muzzleloaders. They didn't have second chances.
No, sir. I guarantee you, they did it right.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you go get something to eat, you had to do it right.
And it really, you go back to fundamentals. I found myself doing that.
Well, that's true even with modern guns. You just need to take care of them and be proficient with them. Let's talk about the bullets now. These are what we call down here in the South sabots.
Okay.
I think it's French, it's sabot.
Okay.
But we're down here in North Florida. These sabots, they are it's a little plastic hull, this little blue hull here, and you have a bullet, a modern projectile bullet made by Hornady and all the good companies, and that fits right inside of that. And then this plastic is the one that hits the grooves on your barrel when you shoot, and they're just very accurate and very proficient. So they've come a long ways there.
Now, what is that, a 50 caliber?
That's a 50 caliber.
Yeah.
And most people now shoot 250 grains.
Okay.
In the modern guns, and they do a good job. And that's a heavy bullet, you know, if you consider it. And you know, they make them in 58 calibers, and a lot of the bullets are up 370, 400 grains. But remember, the heavier that bullet is, the heavier that recoil is.
Now, we hadn't brought that up. That thing will kick you.
It will kick you.
Especially remember in the early days, people just thought if you put more and more powder in it, got stronger and stronger, and then they started finding themselves back on the rear end just about.
And you know, Savage makes a muzzle loader, or did make it. They quit making it, but it shot modern powder. But they had a lot of guns blow up on them, and and they're outlawed. I know in Florida you can't use them. You got to use the original black powder guns. This right here is a handy gadget. This little piece right here, you put powder in one end and a bullet in the other.
Okay.
And you stick it in your pocket to carry about 3 of these with you, so that when you get out there, you got your loads already made up.
And that's mainly what people are doing now, isn't it?
Right. And it's got a little short starter here to start your bullet with. But
Okay.
I like a good starter like this. This is long enough. You get your bullet started, and it'll go down easy. It's hard to take a long ramrod and get that bullet going straight down, and a short starter will do you a good job. A very important factor in black powder is cleaning, and they make special cleaner just for black powder guns. This is something that Knight makes. You just spray it on, and it cuts black powder out real clean. And you need to clean the gun. You don't need to take your gun apart like used to. We'd take them apart and wash them with hot water and all that. We've got good cleaner now.
Yeah.
And after the season, you can take it apart and clean it good. And then about 6 months later, I think you ought to clean it again. Because that black powder, most of that stuff, is not as clean as some of the modern powders. So you need to take good care of it and keep it clean if you want it to shoot. Yeah. And this is another thing. This is a black powder cleaning patch. And a lot of people take an old T-shirt and make patches and all this. But if you'll get the patch, the black powder patch, this is 50 caliber. It just fits down the barrel to clean. If you get one that's too small, it'll come off, and then you got a patch hung in the barrel. If you get one that's too large, you go down there and you can't get it out. So it's really important to use the right size patch if you're cleaning your gun.
And it's amazing how much powder is still left in there when you think it's just spick and span clean. You run one of those things down there and it's still got black stuff all over it.
But it's a lot of fun to shoot. I just used to enjoy going to these shoots, and we had matches, and we just had a ball with that thing. We'd go on Sunday afternoons after church. We'd go up. We had a range built up there in the woods, and we had people come from Tallahassee and everywhere, and we would shoot. And it was really a lot of fun. And I've got a few pictures over there. Some of them include that.
Okay. Well, we'll do. We'll take a break, and we'll come back and look at a lot of these pictures Ronnie brought. All right, welcome back. So here with Ronnie Groom. We're talking about muzzleloading. You know, we're not. We get excited about it.
That's right. It's fun.
And when I went back to St. Vincent, it was so much fun. And we're talking. We flashing back to the 70s and all. Yeah. And you're gonna go with us next year, right?
I might. Let's do it.
I tell you. It's fun. Let's take a look at our fishing game forecast before we get to these pictures. Brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty, 832-6000. Good time to be outdoors today from 10:11 to 12:11, and this evening from 10:33 to 12:33. But I'll be in bed then. But that middle day looks really good right there. Now, Ronnie, you brought some classic old pictures, and we'll just start with different ones, and a lot of these refer back to the St. Vincent days and early days, and muzzle loading and all. And so we'll just start, and we'll go with what's this one right here?
That's a nice 8-point buck that I killed with a muzzle loader. They're very efficient. These guns do a lot more damage than most people think. They're good weapons.
That's a nice buck. All right,
This is that little gun I showed you at the first. This is a big boar that I shot with that little 45 caliber gun. The bullet went all the way through him, killed him. He was a nice, about 300
That was on St. Vincent, right?
That's St. Vincent.
I can tell by the palmettos right there. All right, here's a little smaller picture, but
this is another one on St. Vincent. There, I've got my stand on my back. That was back when I was young. And
you were a young man then, right?
Yes, sir, buddy. At least some of these things are 50 years old. But that's
and what people don't realize, you're still uncivilized down there. This is how you guys had to take it out of the woods.
Yeah, that's the way we had to get the deer out of the woods down there. That's my brother Raymond there, and we hauling the deer out there. Had to get on a pole there. And you got to get in step. Everybody's got to get in step and get him swinging just right, you know.
That's right, because you don't want, you're tired already. I mean, you're tired already, then you don't want to get aggravated.
That's another St. Vincent deer right there.
Yeah, that's a big horn.
Good deer, yeah.
You know, we were down there, and like I said, they were just not that, not all that big and all. All right, now who's this one right here? That's a good picture.
That's my brother Raymond with one he killed here in Bay County with a black powder gun.
That's a big buck right there.
That was a big, nice deer right there.
Now we're going to go back to this. I think
this is St. Vincent
This
again.
is my favorite one right here, I think, because this sort of depicts the era.
And you can kind of see what it looks like down there. That island's just beautiful down there.
Yes.
And they have some good deer down there.
That's a big buck.
Yeah.
Okay, you had mentioned earlier about the target practice, and y'all used to get together. And
we had matches, on Sunday afternoon after church. We'd go up there and we'd have matches and shoot different kind of shoots. We'd shoot anywhere from 25 to 100, 150 yards, and had all kind of games we could shoot with, different type of targets, little steel rabbits and things like that. We'd shoot, knock over. And it was just a lot of fun. Everybody would bring a lunch and just have a good time. That's the good thing about black powder. It's a family sport. My kids would shoot when they were small. They would go up and shoot in those matches, and it really helped them to be better sportsmen and better shooters.
I noticed even in the picture, even back then, y'all had the ear protectors on
sir.
and all, and
Yes,
y'all,
sir.
you know, then and all. So black powder season. If you can't get excited about it, listen to us. I don't know what's going to get you excited about it, other than just getting.
We're
out.
excited anyway.
Yeah, we're ready to go. You know, and you got all the stuff down there at the store.
Yeah, we have the new inline muzzle loaders too that you can put scopes on and everything. They are really efficient, and a lot of people like the old traditional Hawkins. You know, that's fine. Just whatever you like, do it.
Yeah, I'm glad we were showing this before, having this show on before I come up with a video on St. Vincent Island, because I want you to remember all the things Ron and I talked about with the new modern weapons and the old ones and all. It's still black powder, and I had to make a decision myself, and you'll see in this video what the result of this decision. We made it ahead of time, but
make the right decisions.
People don't know about until you just get out there and do it.
That's right. That's the way you learn.
Yeah. But it's just exciting and all to shoot them, and I'd recommend just for recreational shooting.
Yeah.
To go out there.
Go out on a Saturday afternoon, take your family, set up some targets, be very careful, and just have a good time.
Yeah. And you only get one shot.
One shot, make it good.
Okay, well, just about a minute left and all. The big buck contest is coming along good?
Going good. We've had some good deer kill this year. All the rain and everything has produced a lot of food, and the deer seem to be in better shape, fat. Like the one I killed weighed 180 pounds.
Wow.
And that is a big deer.
180 pounds.
Yeah. But it's been good, and the best part's still to come, so everybody needs to get out there.
You hear what he said now. We right on the verge of really some good rut going on.
Some really good hunting, yeah. Got some gun hunting and some black powder coming up.
Sounds good. Ron, as always, appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
A lot of good stuff. You got a lot of experiences coming out, all the pictures and all. All right, folks, as always, I want to tell you how much we appreciate you watching Panhandle Outdoors, and it's America's only daily outdoor TV show because of great audience and great sponsors. So you do something good for somebody today. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.